There is a lot to cover in this video, including the worst-case scenario for XRP and a revisit of the Ripple versus SEC litigation. What you should be watching in the cryptocurrency markets is what we'll talk about next, followed by a discussion of the argument between Da Vinci and the Bitcoin maxi, who enjoys trading XRP as much as he did. A slight argument, I suppose we might call it. A brief argument against one of the most intelligent guys in our field, Matt Hamilton. So let's get started with Bitcoin, which is now trading at $2,361 and up 1.37%. I had to muffle you because I sneezed. He has gained 1.37% in the last 24 hours, with Ethereum currently trading at $2,424. It is currently at 1.61% USDT, and both USDC and XRP are holding their dollar pegs. The mean lean of 53 is precisely where you'd want to see it in total. Currently valued at $83 billion in the cryptocurrency market. Just to let you know, Bitcoin is still very much in play. It's not seasonal, it's 100% Bitcoin. This year, it still needs to run, but it's not the alternate season at all. The season will not arrive just yet. Season will occur, even if it doesn't arrive this year, it will still likely happen in December. That has always been the strategy for Q1. Since January, I've stressed this idea, but Bitcoin drives it. Seizes an insanely large amount of money, roughly 60% of the whole amount. At this point, we're at about 52%, give or take, and money will start to move out, but Bitcoin will undoubtedly take the other alts down with it. In the past, Bitcoin has had to rise above 72,000 to indicate that we are safe. Bitcoin has been in a huge range for 3 to 4 months and hasn't broken 66,000. What are we looking for? Basic my money is still sitting idle. Bitcoin needs to further push higher and break out of this range, or we will return to those lower 50s, which will bring down the rest of the markets along with it and close the CME gap. I promise to let everyone know when I put in my money. For the time being, it remains on the sidelines. We do indeed appear to have closed the CM gap. Since there is that one that is sitting in the lower 50, I believe that 80 to 85% of the time those gaps do close. For the time being, however, my money stays on the sidelines, and I will remain positioned. Once my money has moved, or if Bitcoin moves lower, I will be ready to buy. If not, that's okay, too, since I'm looking to buy alternatives here, not Bitcoin. Yes, the adults also do so. May increase slightly from this point on, but it doesn't matter if XRP returns to 60 cents because we will still be in the same position. That's not a concern for me because that's where I would have purchased it only last week. Or the other alt I am looking for Quant SII, for example. I'm still accumulating my Quant, besides the next one I'm going to rotate out to, so for now, patience is a lot of patience. I agree with Dark Defender that I don't comprehend the dread. We should retweet this guy. I don't know why people were so afraid when the SEC decided not to appeal the security ruling we got for XRP. Concerning the possibility that Ripple will have to pay more and incur a penalty and a fine. Okay, so what does it matter that Ripple already won for nothing and allowed them to pay a higher fine? Does it matter to you that Ripple pays more money? Ripple has the funds to reimburse them. The current story that is circulating is that Ripple will increase its XRP sales to fund its legal defense. No, Ripple does not have the funds to compensate them. Since Ripple is not selling XRP, they can cover the legal costs. Ripple did not use its XRP sales to finance the entire case. Ripple has a ton of money. Who cares if they pay another battle and they appeal? The SEC submitted the paperwork for the appeal. Not by dumping XRP on the market to pay the SEC. They should have 2 weeks, I think, to state their argument. I'm glad they waited until the very last minute to submit an appeal because if they had known what they were appealing, they would have filed it all. As it stands, they don't even know what they're appealing to. And yet they haven't disclosed what they are genuinely appealing from that ruling on August 7th, which makes sense, doesn't it? Let's wait until the very last minute to submit 2 sentences merely stating that we will file an appeal, even if they haven't yet filed the actual appeal. Sincerely, I think we will hear what they are requesting before next week. Believe that this is a financial scam, then this is BL Rock's presentation, so pay attention. Yes, people in Brazil, where XRP recently partnered, or rather, Ripple just teamed with the largest exchange in Brazil, the same Brazil where Ripple held private meetings with central bankers for years prior. However, BankTravelX is utilizing on-demand liquidity and XRP for the first time, and BlackRock is now showcasing presentations. Allow me to blow up the screen. These significant organizations will continue to host lectures like this one about Bitcoin to encourage more people to get interested in cryptocurrencies by the end of. Do you realize that this decade will be far larger than the previous one, with estimates of $15 to $20 trillion by the end of it, compared to the current $2 trillion? It's an opportunity of a lifetime. This is an opportunity we never have. This is an opportunity that your parents will never get again. You will never be able to claim that we entered the market before institutional money did, but what follows from that, as that is the benefit, what, therefore, is its drawback? Right now, we are witnessing the negative. Insane volatility. This is the result of you don't have much money in the market, so there's a danger of volatility. However, once you have a significant amount of money invested, the market becomes less volatile. For example, the stock market isn't very volatile. You could see a 5% correction, but you could also see a 5% gain. Here, so if you're willing to take that chance and be the first, you merely need to manage the minor stomach aches it will cause. But we already know that cryptocurrency is here to stay and that institutions will continue to use it. Jump-in is not being frequented by institutions merely because it is a bull cycle. Then, people, this is it. They are going to leave and take over the entire Bitcoin market. Matt, this is it. Which was better, Hamilton da Vinci's baited XR or Bitcoin? It's not really a discussion, I don't think. It's simply a lot of bullshit this person has been spouting. It was eventually his turn to be corrected. Do I believe that his talking or speaking about Ripple and XRP will change in any way? Completely no. He was incorrect about almost all of the information he attempted to spread regarding XRP, and the ledger continued to believe that what he had discovered throughout his investigation was true. That is, that while XRP cannot be frozen, assets on it can. Ledger as an issuer, I can raise a flag. That I intended to freeze it, but since XRP lacks the flag, freezing is not possible. If you move, your XRP will still be your XRP. Your XRP to an exchange, the exchange has the right to freeze it since they'll need to know. You simply made an account if you're transferring $5 million over and you never utilized it. Say Gemini, and you'll advance by $5 million. Rather than XRP, their GNA, thus where does this money come from? They will demand documentation and evidence, which is why I emphasize on this channel that you should immediately purchase an over-the-counter counter, set it up, and gather everything they need. Come to a resolution before it's too late. With the U.S. elections just 31 days away, the markets usually heat up. When it comes to elections, are you ready for 2016? 2017 election results are shown. How did the 2020 and 2121 elections go? Occurred just as expected. We are very close to the election, which is less than 2 months away. What will happen will build us up for around December. Before the polls, we might even witness some enthusiasm and onboarding. You're going to go through that wild, hyperbolic spike, which is when Bitcoin will really go bonkers and our cryptocurrency will be like, all right, so many folks have been inquiring what might go wrong in this situation. They need to know that he spoke the worst for XRP. Example situation from $22.30 to $589. He adds that the SEC withdrew the litigation back in December 2020. If we have a similar situation after the SEC appeal, we may easily see XRP hit in the $5 to $6 zone, and we might even extend up to that. XRP suffered a massive knock, but it still managed to do a 10x from the bottom. The Fibonacci level is 1.618, which is around $6.5. I like his objectives. My posterior target has little decreased, that $150 will be that breathing. within the stop range for XRP to truly determine its future direction, but those objectives are for the Sunday scenario. I agree with them. In fact, I would reduce it from $150 to roughly $5, but that would be catastrophic. Still, that's 10 times. Getting 10x in cryptocurrency is not a reason for anyone in their right mind to be disappointed if they don't also receive 10x in the stock market. In the stock market, look for 2x, you are lucky. If I'm lucky enough to invest in the stock market, I should receive a 2x after 7 years. If I invest in cryptocurrency, which I have done for 7 years, you will tell me that I held money there, and after 7 years, I will receive a 10x as opposed to a 2x if I held money in the stock market. I take 10x every day of the week.